Is investment risky? And if it is, how risky is it?
Poncho, life is risky. Period. You wake up in the morning, you're at risk. So it's either you're going to take a calculated risk, and there was a saying that I actually heard. It says, whether you decide to do something or you don't do at all, you are still at risk. So the question is, what kind of risk that are you taking?
Yeah.
Investment
or are
is
you willing to take?
Yeah, investment is risky.
Yeah.
Right? And if you've heard the saying, there's a saying in the market, you know, where it says the higher the risk, the higher the reward. But I'm saying the higher the calculated risk, the higher the reward, because you need to do your research. You need to understand what you're doing. You need to get a mentor to teach you, to help you. People that have done it before, right? People that know what they're doing. And then you can shadow these people. And then your risk doesn't become highly exposed because you leapfrogging on the shoulders of the giants.
Yeah.
Make sure that you put in investment, you taking risk that will give you what I call perpetual income, right? The income that some of them is controllable. So you still can buy stock. I buy stock. I mean, my first property was because I was able to invest in stock.
Yeah.
That's why I was able to, lighten up on some of my stock and use it as a deposit to buy the other property. But you also want to be something that somehow you'll be able to control. So even it's your own business, whether it's a property. I love property. I'm always biased towards property because property itself is a business, right? The land is not going anywhere. The improvement increases in value. It appreciates. Right? So that's the risk that I want to take. I'm taking a risk that even if I don't see that free cash flow, my kids will see that free cash flow because it's a legacy that I'm building. So I'm taking a risk on legacy, right? So what kind of risk are you willing to take? I think that's the question we need to ask the viewers.
Yeah, and I think it's very significant that when you do take a risk, take a calculated risk. I feel like most people just go into things without thinking it through. I mean, I could relate it to relationships. I mean, even in relationships nowadays, when you go into relationships, you need to understand that you need to take a calculated risk. Otherwise, it gets hard. And you need that thing that's going to keep you going, type of thing. So I strongly believe there's no such thing as an easy investment.
Yeah.
The more you expect out of something, the more you need to give.
Yes.
So even in property, I mean, that's the one thing I've learned, that from the phase where you are identifying properties, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
This man taught me to never decide or make a final decision to actually purchase a property unless I've looked at it 50 properties.
Yes.
You can imagine the amount of homework there is.
Yes.
Which means driving around, petrol, time, going to different regions or communities, looking literally for the same thing.
Yes.
Whereas 5 years ago, when I went out looking for property, I looked at 3 houses.
Yes. And that was it.
And then
Yeah.
I made my decision.
Yeah.
Which is, some bad decisions can turn out to be blessings at times, because we all know that when you purchase property in the first 5 years, you pretty much paying for interest.
Yeah.
You have not started paying for property.
Yes.
But with me, in my instance, as I said last time, having only owned that specific property in that area for 5 years, and you made close to half a million profit out of it.
Yes.
It's a bad decision that paid off at the end,
Yes.
but it's the headaches and the sleepless nights it gives you. So it's always best to make sure that when you do invest in property, you do your homework and you go through as many properties as possible.
Yes.
Similar to shopping. I mean, whether you're shopping for a car or clothes, you do not make a final decision based on the first store you come across.
Yes.
Because a few stores down the line, you start realizing, there's newer fashion, there's newer stuff.
Yes.
This is better in this way, better quality or whatever, better colors. It's the same with property, where there's always that one good deal hiding somewhere.
Be a legacy builder. Watch the next video and don't forget to subscribe.